interaction with humans on a one-to-one basis is something that's never going to be replaced by computers and AI. So you'll always have a job in medicine.
Hi everyone, my name's Alexa and I don't know what I want to do when I grow up. Until I figure that out, I'm interviewing professionals in different careers. I created Behind the Career for high schoolers like myself who want to explore different jobs. Today we're interviewing Dr. Chern, who's an eye doctor and surgeon. Let's see what he has to say about it. Thanks so much, Dr. Chern, for being on the podcast.
Oh, glad to. Thank you very much.
Of course. So my first question is, how would you describe ophthalmology or what you do to someone who doesn't really know what it is?
Well, ophthalmology is a subset of medicine specializing in the eye. My particular specialty is what we call cornea and cataracts, which is the front of the eye and the lens inside the eye.
So ophthalmology as a whole is just focusing on different parts of the eye.
That's right. So it's eye diseases from cataracts to macular degeneration to glaucoma, eye infections, as well as eye conditions, not necessarily diseases.
What would you say your main responsibilities are?
So for me, I do mostly corneal diseases, which are diseases of the surface of the eye, as well as cataracts, which are usually aging changes of the lens inside the eye, where the lens gets cloudy, and that affects your focus. So some people with cataracts will have trouble with driving at night. They might have trouble with seeing clearly far away for street signs or recognizing faces. On the cornea, we see a lot of conditions such as eye infections, such as with contact lens wear, people who get foreign bodies or dirt or iron particles in their eye will see that type of thing where it roughens up the surface and can create a small infection. And then we work with certain infections that can affect the surface of the eye, such as different viruses that can give you pink eye, upper respiratory infections, and other type of trouble.
So out of all the things you just listed, where would you say you spend the most of your time?
The majority of our time is with cataracts and cataract surgery. Cataracts are one of the most common conditions affecting mostly the older population. And the cataract surgery success rate is really excellent. The surgery is very quick and efficient. And the results after cataract surgery are phenomenal.
What would you say a day or a week of work looks like for you?
So my schedule varies from day to day. On some days we have surgery cases scheduled, and there can be anywhere from 8 to 12, 13 cataract cases scheduled one after another. The actual surgery time for cataracts is sometimes about half an hour, so you can actually fit a lot of these into one surgical day. On clinic days, I see a whole variety of patients. Some of them are emergencies, such as foreign bodies, or people who get hit in the eye infections, pink eye, those type of things. So there's a lot of different aspects of the eye that and vision that we can figure out and remedy with our different therapies.
Yeah, I noticed you keep saying we. Do you work by yourself when you treat these clients, or is it with like a team of doctors?
So ophthalmology or eye care is built upon a lot of different people helping out. The ophthalmologists are the surgeons. We have optometrists who do primarily eyeglass measurements, contact lens fittings, and sometimes for some basic emergencies. We have opticians who are the specialists that work with glasses and fitting prescription glasses on people. And then we have ophthalmic technicians who help do some of the initial evaluations and work with patients before we see them. So it actually takes a whole team approach to take care of people with different eye conditions.
Wow, okay. And then taking a step back, did you always know that you wanted to get into ophthalmology?
I mean, ophthalmology is almost a specialty I fell into by process of elimination, so to speak. So during medical school, you're able to rotate through a lot of different fields. So you do a few weeks in pediatrics, in radiology, in cardiothoracic surgery. And when I did ophthalmology, I was like, wow, I really enjoy this particular specialty. I like the aspects of the technology, computerized imaging, retinal scans, all sorts of things that are really amazing at looking at different aspects of the eye and allowing us to fine-tune the diagnoses much more exactly. And then I also enjoy working with patients. A lot of our patients are patients that we'll see year after year, We'll be taking care of them sort of long term. It's really nice to learn about the patients, their families, their eye conditions, and to be able to see them through from the beginning of a condition all the way through its resolution.
And what would you say your favorite part of your job is?
I actually like working and interacting with patients. I think that's one of the nicest aspects. You meet the patient, you understand their lifestyle, you understand their visual needs, and then we have a lot of different lens options that we can tailor to their specific situation. And then seeing their happiness and their pleasure after their vision has been improved.
So seeing the impact on a patient.
That's right.
Okay. And then my last question is for students who want to either go to medical school or go into optometry, what classes or experiences would you recommend?
I think for medical school in general, a broad science background is very helpful because I think that's helpful for understanding how the human body works. I think just having a broad education, an interest in the field, interest in working with people. I don't think there's a specific major that you need to have in order to go into medical school. Taking sciences is helpful. Having a natural curiosity and interest, it's problem solving for the human condition.
Okay, and then that's all the questions I have. Do you have any last pieces of advice or anything you want to add?
Yeah, I think one of the things people are worried about is the advent of AI and medicine, and there's a lot of improvements I think that can be done through AI, but the human contact, interaction with humans on a one-to-one basis is something that's never going to be replaced by computers and AI. So you'll always have a job in medicine.
Thanks so much, Dr. Chern, for being on the podcast.
Thank you so much.